Animal breeding and genetics.
Animal breeding is the process through which animals are mated to acquire specific features. In animals consumed as food, it can be because of the quality of their meat, milk, and eggs. These qualities are cultivated because they can be beneficial to the economic growth of the country. One of the examples of animal breeding is crossbreeding. Animal crossbreeds are animals produced by the intentional mating of two purebred parents from different breeds or varieties of the same species. And here are some examples of animals that are products of crossbreeding. Pomsky is a product of Husky and Pomeranian. Corgidor is a product of Corgi mixed with Labrador. A Chug is a product of a Pug mixed with a Chihuahua. Morkie is a product of Maltese mixed with Yorkshire Terrier, and Malshi is a product of Maltese and Shih Tzu. So what is genetics? Genetics is the study of genes, and our genes carry informations that gets passed from one generation to another generation. The Greek term genesis is a source of the English word genetics, and genesis denotes the start of something or its source. The word genetics was coined by William Bateson. He is a British biologist whose research yielded fundamental data for the current knowledge for heredity. Here are some of the methods in animal breeding. Number one is natural. Animals mating naturally is known as natural propagation or mating. To comprehend it better, when mating, animals use their genitalia. Both human intervention and technological assistance are not necessary. Number two is artificial insemination or AI. Mating is accomplished artificially by gathering male semen and inseminating females. This technique facilitates the mating of a large number of females with excellent males, producing a huge number of offspring who are productive. And this is common to farm animals such as pigs, cows, and many more. Next is hand mating. So in hand mating, men and females are brought together for a brief amount of time and then split up when the mating process is complete. So basically in this method, the male and female only meet each other when it is time for them to make their offspring, and this is common to poultry animals. Last one is pair mating, where males and females mate for the duration of their breeding lives.
Breeding in pets. Now, what is the role of genetics and breeding in pets? Genetics and breeding help us understand more about our pets and help animal doctors and scientists discover more about animals to improve and prolong their lives. By understanding the genetics, we are able to create more developments to prevent diseases and improve animal welfare. Syempre, by understanding them, we can bond to them closer. Popularity for specific breeds starts when people are finding a certain characteristics on what they want for their pet. A certain breed may be popular because of their aesthetics. A perfect example of these are the breed of dogs such as Shih Tzu. They are popular for their cute and gentle appearance which appeals to the public. Another reason which is popular on farming animals such as cattle is their milk and carcass quality. Dairy farms often have Holstein Friesian because they have these qualities. Some of the other reasons are for status and symbol, health, and cultural influence. For the next part is the impacts of selective breeding on health and behavior of pets. With selective breeding, we are able to choose traits we want physically or genetically. We can also remove undesirable traits such as health issues, behavioral problems, and physical disabilities. Now for the next topic, we have the challenges in breeding. Our first challenge is animal welfare. Selective breeding prioritizes animals that has more desirable traits than the other. Animals that are not fit in the standards will be culled, which can negatively affect their welfare. Second is irresponsible breeding. Not all breeders are responsible. Some prioritizes the money value more than the welfare of animals. They often prioritizes the flow of trend and maximizes the quantity of animals, leading to animal abandonment and overpopulation. Lastly is the inbreeding depression. Purebred animals are often bred to their family members to preserve their traits. However, when done excessively, this may lead to inbreeding depression, which is the collection of recessive allele that potentially harms the health of animals that they may suffer in their lifetime.
Next, breeding in agriculture.
In agricultural history, animals were bred before plants. Ancient humans learned to breed animals for food, transportation, and other needs, starting farming by planting crops and raising animals. Settlements and civilization emerged during the New Stone Age. Raising cattle, sheep, and pigs became crucial for milk, meat, and hides. Crop cultivation stabilized food supplies, enabling larger population and advanced societies. Today, farmers and scientists still breed animals and plant to improve traits and meet human needs. Next is impact of breeding in improvement of traits and production in livestock and crops. First, we have improved genetic traits. These are beneficial genetic features intentionally selected or bred in organism. For example, in crops, it might mean disease resistance or higher yield potential, while in livestock, it could be faster growth rates or better meat quality. Second, we have economic benefits. These refer to positive financial outcomes resulting from breeding efforts. For instance, increased profits for farmers due to improved productivity or marketability of crops or livestock breeds. And third is sustainable practices. These are methods promoting environmental conservation, social responsibility, and economic viability. This can include reducing chemical inputs, conserving resources like water and soil, and selecting traits that improve resource efficiency and ecosystem resilience. And lastly, we have enhanced welfare. This focuses on improving the well-being of animals in agriculture, breeding for traits like stress reduction, disease resilience, and adaptability to different environment ensures humane treatment and optimal living condition for livestock. Next is common challenges. Maintaining genetic diversity is vital for resilience to diseases and environmental changes. Second is climate change resilience. Climate change affects agriculture, requiring breeders to develop resilient varieties and breeds. This must adapt to extreme temperatures and altered precipitation, and more frequent extreme weather events. Third is ethical consideration. Breeding raises ethical concerns including animal welfare and genetic manipulation. Fourth, regulatory compliance. Adhering to regulation for breeding, such as licensing and health screening, is essential but complex. Breeders must ensure compliance with relevant standards. Next is consumer preferences and market demands. Breeders must consider taste, nutrition, and appearance, sustainability to meet the market demands effectively. And lastly, yield improvement. Increasing yield while maintaining nutritional quality and disease resistance is challenging but essential for breeding programs. Breeders strive to strike a balance between yield and other traits.
Importance of genetic studies. In the recent years, genetic research has made significant strides, particularly with the advent of technologies such as CRISPR and gene editing. CRISPR is an innovative gene editing tool that allows scientists to change an organism's DNA through clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeats. Genetic engineering has become easier with this technology, enabling the cure of genetic diseases, the improvement of crop yields, and even the modification of human embryos. Agriculture has been profoundly affected by genetic studies, which led to the development of drought-resistant, disease-resistant, and pest-resistant genetically modified organisms or GMOs. Particularly in regions with harsh environment conditions, this could boost agricultural productivity and sustainability. Drought-resistant crops, for example, can flourish in arid conditions where traditional crops might fail, and livestock that are disease-resistant can produce healthier and more productive herds. Despite the great potential of genetic studies, they also raise important ethical and regulatory concerns. When it comes to genetically modifying organisms, particularly human gene editing, questions have arisen about potential risks and unintended consequences. These technologies are also a cause of concern for accessibility and affordability, and they may exacerbate social inequalities if they are not carefully controlled. Therefore, it is imperative that regulatory frameworks are in place to ensure responsible use of genetic technologies.
Now, let's recap. Genetics refers to the study of genes, heredity, and the overall genetic variation among living organisms, while animal breeding is the mating between animals to produce offspring with desired traits as their parents. An example of this is the rising popularity of fur parents and animal breeders, particularly dog breeders. And one commonly used method of breeding is selective breeding. Although it often results in enhanced traits of animals, breeders with insufficient knowledge about breeding could cause more harm than good. Meanwhile, in an agricultural setting, breeding also plays a crucial role in improving crop traits, as well as economic growth, sustainability, and also the productivity of livestock. And along with the continuous improvements of technology and advancement in genetic studies, it is safe to say that the field of genetics and animal breeding holds a promising future. Now, to answer the question, why is it important to have sufficient knowledge about genetics and animal breeding? Well, the answer is simple. Having a proper understanding of genetics and animal breeding is crucial for several reasons. It allows breeders to improve animal health and welfare by selecting desirable traits and, of course, reducing the incidence of genetic disorders.